it does piss him off that it's a young black player, very expressive, has player power, is exuberant, very active on social media, and likes to have fun. Yo, man, it's main man here, double to that H, man. So, let's talk about Labil. Let's talk about Sounness. So, again, this is going to be a deep dive. It's going to be a deep dive. So, press pause, get a meal. I suggest Pandidam and Egusi, but you can have whatever meal you want. So go try and get that meal. And let's talk. Let's talk and let's us divulge in this thing. Actually, speaking of which, I'm actually going to have Pandidam and Egusi tonight, actually. Yeah, I think I am. So yeah, actually, I am actually. Yeah, I will. Sorry. Pogba and United. So basically, Pogba looking good. Assists, quality goal. Quality goal and another penalty in the match against Young Boys. You know, I think the first thing that people will say is, "Oh my gosh, okay, it's Young Boys. They did give United a few scares here and there. So what's there to say about this whole thing about Pogba being back and everything?" But the narrative is still the same. The narrative is still the same of Pogba is an incredibly talented player, superbly talented. Anybody that does not recognize his talents, you're either a hater or you don't know about football. So choose one: hater or you don't know about football. We'll bring it students there very soon. But when you just look at what's at Pogba's goal, that's what this guy can do. There are not many midfielders in this world. I'm saying right now, there are not many midfielders in this world that can score a goal like that. That's what this guy can do. Xavi can't score a goal like that. You know, Modric, I'm not sure they can score a goal like that. They can Verratti. But Pogba isn't those players. Pogba is a moments player. Now, when I say he's a moments player, people will say, "Oh, why? He's not that good. We want a guy who's consistent and everything." When you're building a team, you have to have guys with different roles. That guy who is superbly consistent, always gives you an 8 every single time, is he going to win you the game? At the end of the day, it's about winning. So I do want that consistent player who's always going to consistently do things right and check all the boxes. But I also want that dynamic player, that magical player, that guy who you may not see much for most of the game, but he can do something that can make us win the game. But listen to what I say. This player can pick a moment that can help us win the game. I need to have that player in my team. I need to have the consistent player who's hard working and everything, but also need to have, that's my moments luxury player. The whole point of a team is that you need different roles. You need your luxury player. You need your Pogba. I am not the biggest fan of Ozil and his football. I'm not the biggest fan at all. I believe he's overrated. If I'm building a star team, Ozil is in my team. Because Ozil, he is a luxury player. He's not the most consistent. He's not the most guy who's really going to be in the dugouts and doing things. But Ozil is going to produce a pass that can lead to a goal. Because he will pick out a pass that no one can see. And that is the key thing. And that may be what helps me win the game. So I think that for Pogba and so forth, it is very important that United get the best out of him. And they try and extract that Juventus Pogba from him. That's what they need. Just like in time, they need to take that from it. But let's bring in Sounness right now. So this is what is really much doing the rounds. So again, this was after the game. I think it was on, I don't know whether it was Bean Sports or something. So the host, he pretty much rattled off all his amazing statistics and everything of Pogba's man of the match performance against Young Boys. And Sounness just wasn't really like, yeah, it's like that, but he could have done a bit more, and it wasn't really that much. And see, Sounness could get away with it when you could argue that, yeah, well, Pogba, he didn't have a great game, so Sounness can still have a point, even if it may seem a bit unfair and coming from a very weird place. you could still see his point because Pogba, you did have a bad game, so you can see a point of being criticised. You can't criticise Pogba for scoring a fantastic goal, having an assist, and scoring a penalty, and being instrumental in United winning that game. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter what young boys did and how they pressured them. What does the scoreline say? It says 3-0. And Pogba was instrumental, or had a hand in all three of those goals. So, what are you saying? What are you saying? So, to now come out and still... Basically, the fact that Sounness going to come out and say, hold my hands up, man. Pogba, quality game. What he did, he may not have had an amazing 90 minutes throughout, but he was instrumental in United winning the game. At the end of the day, it's a win. It doesn't matter who it's young boys or anybody, a win is a win. So to not actually... He may still have issues with him. And 100% he can still have issues with the guy, but to not say, you know what, I still have my doubts about him, but for on this match, I take my hats off. This guy was quality. It shows... It means that you can't be a pundit. You can't be a pundit, like, because you obviously have an agenda. And let's go even deeper. What is the agenda with Graham Sounness? Is Graham Sounness racist? Let's go. Is Graham Sounness racist? No. He's not a racist. He's not a skinhead. He's not a white nationalist or someone. He's not against Paul because of his race. But Sounness is coming from a particular time. And he grew up in a particular time. And the time in which he grew up, what Pogba does, it wouldn't be able to allow, because for Sounness, if let's say he was playing at the same time that Pogba was playing back in the day, like 80s and 70s, 80s and so forth, Pogba would be in his place. But I do feel like if I deep down Sounness, it's irksome. It does piss him off that it's a young black player, very expressive, has player power, is exuberant, very active on social media, and likes to have fun. I think that annoys him because in his mind is like, wait a minute, no, he should work hard because you. And I think the very fact that he's the Man United captain even pisses him off even more because, man, the United captain should set an example. He should be proper. He should work hard. And it's like, sorry, man. Football has changed. Football has changed. I think for Sounness, he will never have that chip off his shoulder. Like, it will piss him off that Pogba acts the way that he does. He's Manchester United captain. And he is still regarded as one of the most talented midfielders in the world. You know. And this is why it goes back to my original points of where you have roles within a team. You have roles within a team. Was Pirlo the hardest worker who would always a track back and make hard thingy tackles? Not really. He wasn't really that dude. Totti. Was Totti the kind of dude who would walk back, work hard, make tackles? No, Totti was a luxury player. He was a luxury player. He ain't going to go down deep, but he was a guy who would come out with an amazing moment and just do something crazy. He will annoy you because too many flicks, too many tricks, you're not really involved enough, but he will do something crazy that will just lead to a goal. But Totti was surrounded by quality. He was surrounded by other quality players who did the hard work, who knuckled it down and everything, both in Roma and Italy, which meant that Totti could have that magical moment that would lead to a goal or an assist or something that would help either Roma or Italy win a game. So why can't Pogba be viewed like a Totti? Where he's a luxury player. So, in order for Pogba to be effective and help you win winning games, surround him with a midfield that allows him to do whatever the hell he wants. Because if I'm a manager, I'm like, no, Pogba, you are free to do whatever the hell you want. I'm not giving you a direct because I know that you're smart enough. You've got the right kind of football brain to interpret the game. In a way in which, you know, okay, I should be on the wing now. I should tackle now. Let me get back in midfield. Let me go and attack. Let me help attack right now. The worst thing to do is where you're restricted in the central midfield, and this is where Sounness is wrong, and Sounness is misunderstanding things, and this is where he's lost and he loses his credibility. Because Sounness, if you were a good pundit, If you actually were a good pundit who you look at a player and you assess what a player is, you assess his faults and his weaknesses and his strengths, you would know that Pogba can't control a game. He's in that kind of central midfielder. He should be given a free role. That is his best, because if you were a good pundit and you actually did your research, you would look at how does he operate in France, how did he operate at Juventus. This guy was box to box, but he was given freedom to roam. He was never restricted into a specific position. Same thing with Totti as well. So imagine if peak Totti was told that, no, you must control the game, you must be in central midfield. You think Totti could control a midfield and control the tempo of a game? No way. That just wasn't his game. That's just not how he thinks about football. Totti thought about football he was a flair player. Pogba is a flair player. So the first thing that Pogba is thinking of is, can I dribble this guy? If I can dribble this guy, it's like, all right, I'll go for the pass. But whereas a Xavi or a Verratti or Modric, the first thing they are thinking of is, can I get this ball to another guy in the same shirt as me? Before thinking of dribbling or anything, Xavi or Modric or Verratti or Pirlo is like, can I get this ball to another guy in the same shirt as me? Because that's just how they think. That's just how their football brain works. You can't change a guy's for footballing brain. Like Pogba's footballing brain, Verratti's footballing brain. Those are flair players who the first thing they're thinking of is, how can I move forward with the ball? How can I beat him? And what kind of interesting bit of skill can I do to really do something? That's where we're coming from. So for Sounness to keep on doubling that, he needs to control the midfield. He needs to be much more disciplined. Bro, then you don't know where. Then your punditry is lacking, because a key part of punditry and being an analyst is you have to understand what a player is about. Understand, okay, I've watched 5-6 games of this player. I now know his characteristics. I know his strengths. I know his weaknesses. I know the positions he can't play in. I know the positions he can play in. Are you telling me that every player can play every single position in midfield? The great Zidane. Do you think Zidane could be a holding midfielder? Do you think Zidane could be a DM? Come on. Do you think Sergio Busquets could be an attacking midfielder? Do you think Sergio Busquets could be a box-to-box midfielder who can roam up and down? So it's like, what are we saying? Very few players are like N'Golo Kante, who can play almost every midfield position to a competent or amazing level. Not everyone is like Kante. Most players, 9 out of 10 players, have roles they specialize in. And if you put them in another role, they'll either not be that great or they'll be crappy. Imagine Totti as a DM. So I think it is that's just what we're on about. So like, play guys in their strongest position. Play guys in the strongest position. Because if you do not, you're not going to get the best out of the team. And if you don't get the best out of the team, you're not going to win. So for United, in January, get a midfielder who can dictate play, that can help and allow Pogba to be freed up. Matic isn't that dude. Fred isn't that dude. Fellaini isn't that dude. Herrera is not that dude. Don't force Pogba into something he can't do. Allow Pogba to be what he can be, which is a box-to-box midfielder who can affect the game in a dynamic way. Thank you for watching this video. Think about pledging and become a Half of Football Hot patron. Pledge an amount each month and gain access to exclusive videos from your boy, the Football Hot, for more analysis. Peace.